Hey, I'm Louise from Schnecky Sews. Recently, I hopped the pond from Tasmania to the Big Island, and I, like many before me, made the trek to follow a dream. Since the virus that shall not be named has made its worldwide whirlwind tour, it appears that my dream has been put on hold. I used to work in a hospital, and I recently found out that while the rest of the world is going mad for masks, my hospital is hurting for hats. So, for my first ever YouTube video, I'll be showing you how to make Billy's reversible tie hat from Brimming with Love. Links down below. What you're going to want to do is head over to brimmingwithlove.com and print out the pattern. If you don't happen to own a printer, you can do what I did. Find the scale on the pattern and zoom until it matches the ruler. It is in freedom units, so make sure you don't have just metric on your ruler or you'll have to maths. Next, lay a piece of paper on your screen and trace the pattern straight onto the paper. I too was surprised just how well this worked. What you're going to want to do is pin and cut your pattern pieces. You'll need 2 of each piece, and don't forget to make sure the band is cut on the fold. I find that nothing attracts a wildcat quite like a sewing project. But trust me, one way to get rid of it in a quick hurry is show it some attention. Give her a pat on the head and away she'll go. Cut out your pattern from your second fabric just as you did with your first. If you happen to prick a finger, just carry on as if nothing happened. What you're going to want to do is get your 2 band pieces and place them down right sides together. Then you're going to pin from the 2 outer notches, taking the longest way round. Now you're going to sew from the first notch all the way around the outside to the second notch, taking the longest route possible. I just want to say, when I first started doing this, I didn't even contemplate a seam allowance. I just kind of winged it, and as you can see, I've just got my machine here on the 1/8 marker, or for, normal people we call that 1 centimetre. You're going to want to turn your band the right way around. They say you can use a turning tool, but I just used a pen. You can do the same thing, but make sure it's got the lid on, or you're going to have a real bad time. Next, you have to press the band. I didn't film myself doing this because at the time of filming, I didn't have an ironing board, so I just kind of did it on the bench and hoped that my landlord wouldn't notice. You're going to want to lay the band out flat, then take the top two pieces and match them to the band. You want the like fabrics right side together. Then you'll pin like crazy all the way around, stopping when you get to the notches on the band. These should line up with the circles on the top pieces. If you think you've got enough pins, you probably don't. Then you're going to sew from notch to notch. Be careful as you do this. You want to kind of sew over the pins a little bit, but not so that the needle runs into them. You want to hold the fabric really steady or she'll slip around and it'll end up looking like a dog's breakfast. This bit's real fiddly. What you need to do is you need to try and tuck that band that's hanging out of the way, while at the same time pinning up the sides and then sewing them together. As you can see in this video, I cut little notches out of the band, which is what the pattern tells you to do. Now I didn't bother doing this on the 9 other hats that I made, and I gotta say, the only difference it made is that it saved me about an hour. Lastly, you're going to want to fold this back bit back in on itself, so you've got the raw edges are all encased inside. Then you're going to pin it and sew it all down. I reckon it'd be easier if you ironed it first, but as I mentioned, my iron's kind of on the bench at this stage of life, so I didn't bother. this is the finished hat, and it's pretty good. If I could just make one change, and I think I will do this on the rest of the hats that I make, is I will make this flappy bit here that covers the back of your head a little bit longer, so it's just less fiddly to put on.